Hey guys, my name is Shaw. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can integrate Ocean.io's MCP inside Claude Code. And then we're going to talk about how you can build, score, qualify, do QA on accounts, etc. All of this stuff inside your Claude Code. Sometimes it just becomes a tongue twister. I don't know. Anyway, a little bit about me if you don't know who I am. My name is Shaw. I have run cold email campaigns for 40 plus B2B companies so far. It's about 45 now. And we've generated close to 4,600, 4,700 sales opportunities. And I just wanted to get straight into this video. I want to talk to you about what is covered in this first part of the document, where I'm going to walk you through, all right, how do you set this Ocean.io MCP? And then I'm going to walk you through what sort of a project folder system that we need to have, what sort of a prompts that we are going to be using step by step. I'm going to walk you through all of it. And then the second part of the video is going to cover the actual inside the VS Code. You're going to see how I'm building this entire thing. And then in the third part of the video, you're going to see the Google Sheet, like the total number of accounts that was pulled and the qualified list of accounts that was pulled final. Right? So without further ado, or any other French words, let's get started. All right. One-time setup. So easy to set up the Ocean.io MCP. Go to Claude Code and literally paste this. Before you paste this, go to Ocean.io, generate an API key, come prepared with your API key, copy it, and then paste it here, right? The next thing you got to do is you got to verify that it's registered. So paste this command. You're going to get all the MCPs that are there that you've connected. Just make sure that you have Ocean listed as well. So project folder, I'm going to call mine Ocean ICP demo because this is pretty much a demo that I'm showing y'all. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first prompt, which is to define the ICP. And this is the step that pretty much everybody skips. This is also why majority of the lists that you people get is 50% accurate, not 90% accurate. So that's why we are sitting and defining it this way. So I'm just going to give you an example using this prompt right there. So build a list of accounts using Ocean. My ICP is B2B SaaS companies similar to Gone. So you have a starting point, 100 to 500 employees. You have an employee range, HQs in the US or the UK, and you have a tech stack filter that either they use HubSpot or Salesforce, right? You know how this would work is, let's say you have a case study with Gone and you do some CRM workshop, right? And before searching, these are some of the things that I'm explicitly stating, and it's not running the search yet. I'm explicitly saying, hey, don't run the search yet. Show me the ICP run_test. And I want to see it. And in the second part of the video, you will see it. Now, let's look at okay, how are we now going to pull the accounts? Like, once we know the total list, how are we going to pull the accounts? Now run search companies using this ICP run test JSON with that as the lookalike seed. So I'm explicitly saying this is the lookalike seed that we are going to use. Pull 100 results. I actually ended up pulling 120. You'll see in the video. And then save the raw output to accounts raw gone lookalikes.json. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but I just had to get creative with the naming. I actually didn't get creative with the naming. Look at that. Yeah, and I'm explicitly saying to Claude Code, hey, don't summarize anything just yet. Just write the file. Tell me how many you got back. That's it, right? And the third prompt is the scoring rubric. It's going to read all the accounts there, and it's going to score each account on a composite using the following rubric. So some of the fit signals it's going to look at, yes, and then some of the lookalike strengths it's going to look at, and it's going to have a structural trigger as well. So where it's a website that resolves, has a verified LinkedIn URL, and the headcount growth is positive over the last year if this is available, right? And then I'm saying, hey, tier 1 is 80 plus, tier 2 is 65 to 79, tier 3 is 50 to 64, drop anything that's below 50, right? And I'm creating a Python script, score.py, that does this for me, so I can run it anytime that I want to, do some sort of an account scoring with similar scoring. And the fourth prompt is, I'm like, all right, Now, show me the tier breakdown. How many in each tier? So we ended up getting 2 accounts that are tier 1, 30 accounts that are tier 2 that matter the most. And in the third part of this video, you'll see we show that Google Sheet with the 32 accounts that are the tiers 1 and 2 accounts that you can just give it to any BDR so they can do account-based marketing, right? And this is how the file structure is supposed to look like, right? See, here, you can have any file, right? All it cares about is within Ocean ICP demo, just make sure you have this as a JSON file, this as another JSON file. So this should actually be all raw lookalike results. And score is the Python script that is doing the scoring, and the scored accounts is like truly all the accounts. Okay, so I'm checking to see if the MCP is active, and yes, it's done checking. And then, like I said, this is the prompt I gave, and it created the plan for me to do it. And then I got the ICP run test over here. So if I click this, I'll be able to see it. So I got the company fields, name, domain, root URL, description, country, industries, etc., all the information. And like I said, the employee count should be from 100 to 500 that I've added as a hard filter over here. Locations, like I mentioned, US and the United Kingdom, so Great Britain, it adds it. And then technology, it's any HubSpot or Salesforce. And I'm limiting this result to 10 to just do a simple dry run. And I was like, hey, run a spoke test that gets me 20 similar accounts. Now it ran it, and this is the output that I received. So what happened is the industry filter that I was using was skewing so many results and was just getting me more data than I needed in the first place, right? I don't care about maximizing TAM in this scenario. I want exact lookalikes, right? Of the description that I want. So what I did was I eliminated the industry filters, as you can see right there. And once I eliminated that, I started getting more direct fits like this, and then I started getting some adjacent fits in this part as well. And then what I did was I was like, pull every single account and throw it in this specific Google Sheet. I gave it the location of the Google Sheet, and I have a skill that is called /G Sheet, which reads and writes to Google Sheets. Once that's done, Ocean began putting all that information in the Google Sheet, which I will show later. And then after that, I started looking at, okay, how can I make this better? Right? How can I make this better? So this is the output that I got. And I told it, let's start scoring, right? It's like, here's my prompt to do the scoring. Let's start scoring and see what happens. I'm just going to pause here. So if you want to like take a screenshot of this scoring, it's totally fine. And when I looked at the distribution, it was so skewed. Everything, so the initial filters that I used itself took everything above 65%, right? So I have 80 of them that are tier 1 apparently, and 52 of them that are tier 2, right? Which isn't really what I'm looking for. So I was like, hey, reweigh the rubrics so that we have a better signal. We have a better scoring model. Because again, I'm not going for maximizing TAM. I'm going for the exactness. So it redid the scoring, and it created a scoring rubric that gave me 2 tier 1s, 30 tier 2s, 46 tier 3s, and 39 that were dropped, right? So the top 2 tiers, 32 accounts, are what I want to focus on, right? And I was like, show me the breakdown and print the top 10 tier 1 accounts with their composite scores, right? So I'm able to do this much within my Claude Code, without going to Ocean. Like, that's just one of the main things that I wanted to highlight in this video. So I got the tier breakdown, I got the list of qualified accounts, and I have all of those accounts that are in the Google Sheet as well. So now let's go look at the Google Sheet, and you'll see what we started with and what we ended with. Okay, so now you're looking at this sheet where we're on sheet 1. Sheet 1 is all the 116, 117 accounts. Not all of them are the right fits, right? So I looked at the qualified accounts over here, and I got the composite score, I got the name, the domain, etc. All of this information for high priority account-based marketing that can be done completely automated as well. So the skill that I created was able to pinpoint the top 30 accounts, like tiers 1 and 2. And it was able to put the information in a Google Sheet ready for me to use, or ready for me to give this to a BDR, so the BDR can focus more on doing account-based marketing through multiple different channels, right? And if you stayed and watched until the end of this video, send a message to me on LinkedIn asking for this Google Sheet and the Google Doc, right? I'll be more than happy to share it with you. Okay? Cheers.